Right then, let's close the show in style. Chris Dobey and James Hurrell taking to stage 2 for the final time this weekend at the Players' Championship Finals. The winner here will go through to the quarters, where all matches thereafter are played on the main stage. Chris Dobey will be in a good mood for 2 reasons. 1, Newcastle managed to beat Manchester City 2-1 and hold on for 3 points. And 2, he is here by the skin of his teeth. He had darts to beat Cam Crabtree by 6 legs to 1. His next dart at double was the winning one to ensure that he beat Crabtree 6-5. It was a tale of survival for Hollywood Dobey. He wants this to be as simple as possible, but James Hurrell is a tricky customer. He's had a long wait in between matches. Was first up on stage this afternoon against his good pal Luke Woodhouse, and it was a really good performance from the Hillbilly as well. A couple of tumpless checkouts in there. His top shooting was on point. If that's the case this evening, then Chris Dobey might find himself in trouble.
Game on!
Dobey will want this to be as stress-free as it possibly can be.
93.
Every dart player wants a game to be stress-free. But I just wonder how James is feeling. He's been given the toughest
81.
possible draw today. First game of the afternoon, last game Saturday night. That's tough.
96.
I wouldn't be surprised if he slept in between. And just treat Saturday as 2 days.
28.
In your career, you're going to have very difficult days like this. Dobey played last game of the afternoon, and he's playing last game, so his in-between time, a lot less, but he's had enough preparation time. Now, if I may bring it up, when Newcastle had beaten Man City, that was around about the middle of the first game of the night. So we're talking about 7:30-ish. That's 2 hours of prep. That's enough for him.
94.
But he has been given the fright of his life today, so maybe his adrenaline has spiked a few times and he might be feeling a little bit lagged. Let's put it that way.
96.
Wrong call from Hurrell. Should have been looking at the ball, meaning 84. He's under no pressure whatsoever. Double 12 for Dobey to go 1-0 up. Comfortable hold of throw, exactly what he wanted.
Chris Dobey, second leg change to throw first.
I don't know if my eyes deceive me as well, Dan, but I look at Hurrell and he looks a little ginger in the walking department.
58.
You might be right.
These things can happen. I mean, Cole Palmer at the minute is going to be out for Chelsea for a few weeks because he stubbed his toe at home. Every now and again, you're going to have to play with something that is uncomfortable. But nobody knows that better than Hurrell. He's had health issues. He's come back from stuff that really did make him ill. If you get his backstory, he's a truly motivational guy. The inspiration of coming back from a very serious illness to doing something that he's never done. He's never been to this stage of an event at Minehead.
134.
If he were to make Sunday at the expense of Dobey, it would be just as impressive as if Adam Lipscomb had beaten Darryl Gurney.
Yes, following
57.
Lipscomb's demise, Hurrell's the lowest ranked player left in the tournament. The player 1 place above him in the draw was Ricardo Pietrezco. And he's now struggling against Luke Littler. He's 8-6 down.
100.
He's in Littlerville right now. The second half of a match where Littler usually goes through the gears.
90. James, you require
149 for Hurrell to level us up. Good start, treble 19.
Thank you.
Well, the last thing you want is a gleaming stare from Hillbilly Hurrell. So whoever said that, learn and move on.
89.
Do it again and you might get some words from Hugh, which is probably even worse. You might even get the dreaded point.
The sternest of all PDC referees is
James,
Hugh.
you require 60.
If Hurrell is going to have success, this is going to have to work. And by that I mean double top, which does work right there for 1-1.
James Hurrell, collect Christopher first.
You might think it is just something that Dobey watches, but genuinely, you and I spoke off the air. We think that Newcastle beating Man City is a big sign for him because it makes you happy. And after the nerve-shredding win that he had this afternoon, that will have given him some sort of levity and a little bit of relaxation.
He'll be bouncing. He'll be in a good mood. And because of that, he'll hopefully transfer that mood to the darts and throw breezily and with energy.
Many a dart player has watched their team win in a break and then gone on to do remarkable things. Michael Smith 53. Watching his rugby league team, other people watching their football teams. But the thing that might be like a red rag to a bull for Dobey is that he's playing someone in red and white. And it's not Brentford.
Yes, it's the Time Weir Derby up on stage. I'm not sure if there's a big Sunderland fan club in Gloucestershire, but who knows?
I'm not sure there is. So far, this is following a very vivid hold of throw pattern. Hurrell was far ahead in that second leg. Dobey was far ahead in leg 1.
100.
And if Hurrell's tops is going to work, he might be in this match. If Dobey's hitting 32, he's going to be a massive favourite. But he's not hitting 32.
James, you require 150.
The only way you can hit tops on this is if you go 60 bull tops. Well, he did decide to do the right thing.
98.
Would have been funny if he'd hit bull tops.
Chris, you require 32.
Double 16 for Dobey.
Games from the third leg.
That's much better.
Chris Dobey. Fourth leg, James to throw first. Game on.
Hurrell's exposure to games of this length is not that much. You think about his career.
97.
Played a lot of best of 11. A lot of shorter formats than that. Hasn't been to the match play. Hasn't been to the World Grand Prix. Hasn't been to the Slam and played the best of 31 and best of 19 there. But he has played some lakeside matches which have been quite deep. So he's going to have to dig into that experience to try and get through this one. He still looks uncomfortable.
First 180 of the match belongs to Dobey.
Gets him back in the leg as well.
Fairly predictable conclusion on the main stage. Littler did win by 10 legs to 6, 46. Averaging 102.5.
I remember when someone averaging 102 over 16 legs was remarkable.
134.
So it's going to be Price, the #1 seed, against Gurney in the quarters.
Time me up.
It's going to be Littler, the number 36 seed, the world #1, against the winner of this one. Aspinall will play either a Tyskie or Rock. It's going to be Wade Watamina.
59. Chris, you require 100.
Machine versus machine gun.
Haha. Touche. Bullseye for Dobey.
104.
Super close. Does Hurrell get there? He's shown signs of frustration and discomfort in this match so far. Can he put that aside? Perfect. Not far off, nestling underneath.
84. Chris, you require 25.
Oh dear.
No score.
Criminal from Chris Dobey.
Well, shades of when he won the Masters, and he nearly did that on 25 to win the tournament. That was so far away from the middle of the single. Double top, and it's clear.
Games from the
He's got a weapon up there.
James Hurrell, Fiddler Christopher.
When you talk about the fact that James Wade is one of the best top shooters this sport has ever seen, he couldn't hit it at all in the first half of his game. It's all Hurrell is hitting on the outer ring for 2-2.
Well, that was a gift from Dobey.
85.
25 is the kind of checkout that dart players practice over and over and over again. If 988 is your preferred route, as it is with
100.
Dobey, it's just a lapse in concentration. Needs to quickly put it behind him.
Well, your aim point, if you throw like Chris, it's high single 9.
100.
Your aim point to hit a treble 20 is not necessarily treble 20 in front of your eye. You have to figure out how your darts fly. And on single 9 for him, he's aiming high single because there's a big arc with his dart. So when he's let that dart go into the treble 9, his aim point was all wrong. That or it slipped out of his hand.
140.
That's as perfect as it can be.
140.
I don't know why, but when watching Chris through his game with Cam Crabtree and through this one, he just looks a little bit... I don't want to use the word desperate. He just looks as if he's on a tightrope. He doesn't look comfortable. Double 16. He might be feeling a bit more comfortable now. I'm not seeing a little bit of relaxed exuberance from the man in black and white. I'm seeing someone who was working hard. And I think James is working hard to keep his composure on the stage.
He's getting agitated by what's going on in the crowd. And the problem is, Red's Bar does tend to have a more serene atmosphere, so individual voices are amplified. I don't think anyone is necessarily trying to put him off, but he can just hear more individuality rather than a din of voices that you hear on the main stage.
You can hear everything out there. It's a great place to play it, but if your last game on a Saturday night,
100.
You're going to hear a few more individual voices than at any other point, because if he played first game this afternoon, which he did,
43.
you could hear a hair drop on the floor. Decibel level 0.001. Now, it's still quiet,
60.
but there are more relaxed fans out there here this evening compared to, let's say, 9.5 hours ago.
94.
Chris has made the final day of this tournament twice. 2018, he did it for the first time. The year later,
100.
he went one step further into the semi-finals. He is going in the right direction in the world rankings, courtesy of this run. More on that in a second.
Treble 19.
Yes. 69.
That's a nice leave. What does Dobey choose? It is double 16 again.
12.
But it isn't a break of throw for the first time in the contest. Hurrell's going to have to find something else other than tops for 3-3.
He's a devotee to double top.
16.
Not so much to the 16s and 8s.
Chris, you require 32.
Big chance missed, and Chris Dobey will look to pounce. It's for a break of throw.
That is not kind. That's just pure brilliance. If your darts kick over to the right-hand side a little bit, it makes double 16 and double 8 a bit of a nightmare for someone like Hurrell. That's why he likes tops.
96.
Dobey is currently projected to be number 8 in the world if this entire race was to stop now.
55.
But if he were to make the semi-finals and James Wade were to lose to Jermaine Wattimena tomorrow in the quarters, he'd go up to world number 7. And
94.
He'd be 500 pounds behind world number 6 Danny Noppert, who's out. But that's a tomorrow problem. He's still got plenty on his plate on Saturday. And Saturday night is not a bad night for flighting. As proven by the last 6 darts. I think we're seeing the evidence of one player that's played Saturday night darts at Minehead before and one that hasn't.
Require 131.
And the atmosphere this afternoon for Chris was a bit different to the one that Hurrell had to have.
91. James, you
Yeah,
require 170.
game. That was survival mode personified.
Well, these two have sampled both stages here this weekend. Hurrell beat Johnny Clayton
56.
on the main stage. Dobey beat Keen
Chris,
Barry.
you require 40.
So they should be acclimatised, but Hurrell struggling a little bit with the atmosphere. No such struggles for Dobey, who establishes a 3-leg cushion.
Chris Dobey. 8th leg, James to throw first. Game on.
Slightly off topic, but you know what game I really want to see at the World Championship? I want to see Dobey against Reyes. Because then it would be
96.
Cristo Reyes against Chris Dobey.
You do you.
134.
Trust me, nobody wants to get Cristo Reyes, considering how he played in that qualifier.
There'd be an air of mystery about him.
59.
Even though we know all about Reyes.
Oh, we love a bit of mystery. Where's he been? What's he going to do? Remember the first time he played at the Worlds? And Chris has got a really good record at Alexandra Palace. He likes playing in the new year. Everybody wants to play New Year darts this year because they could still be the £1 million player.
134.
Don't have to say the £1 million man, by the way. Could be the £1 million woman.
It could.
121.
Hard to believe that the winner of the World Championship will get nearly 10 times the winner of this tournament. But if you win them both, you get 1.12.
180. Chris, you require 112.
Well, Hurrell gets down to double 16, but Dobey with a 1-treble combo goes 12.
92.
That was close. Sensible going 12 instead of 20.
James, you require 32.
Hurrell down in the bottom left corner again. Question mark.
They've swapped ploys. Dobey went for tops, missed it. Hurrell went for double 16 and hit. The newest member of the sarcastic thumbs up at the board club, chaired by Matt Campbell.
96.
Well, there's a good idea for a personalised Christmas jumper. I'm an official member of the Matt Campbell Ironic Thumb Club.
96.
Someone out there will make it.
Yeah, someone is probably already making it.
140.
Starting to look a little bit more in rhythm now is Dobey. Having said that, Hurrell is starting to churn.
180!
3 180s in 3 legs.
You know what they say about a bit of Gloucestershire cheese?
58.
Takes a little bit of work to get it to taste nice. Well, this one starting to work. Just wonder what level he's going to need to keep himself competitive towards the end. Maybe the level that he found against Johnny Clayton in his first game, averaged 99. That was really good from James.
$57.
It's been tight at the break in all 3 games on this stage tonight. 6-4 twice and 5-5 between Wattamina and Searle.
100. Dritzy require 150.
This is for a guaranteed lead at that break. And when he was struggling against
96.
Crabtree, the darts were spiking in the board.
85.
Too vertical and too low. Double 5.
75.
Big chance for Dobey now to lead
Dritzy
by
require
3.
54.
Double top. Chris
Game
Dobey is in
show
full
night
command
flag.
of this game now. Yes,
Chris
it's only a
Dobey.
hold of throw, but James Hurrell missing double 5 for a break.
Tetszett first.
And Dobey is guaranteed to be in the lead at the first break.
To be honest with you, averaging 95.64 after 9 legs is a very good performance.
64.
But we've been flattered by the performances of Dobey over the years that this doesn't look anywhere near his best.
140.
James is hanging in there with a low 90s average.
60.
3 180s. Not a great deal in the percentage on the doubles as well. A lot can change.
81.
We've not seen anybody 7-3 up at the break. But I don't think any lead is going to feel comfortable for Dobey after what he went through this afternoon.
60.
Biggest lesson I think Dobey learned from that game against Crabtree. Never take anything for granted.
Absolutely. Never give in.
100.
94 left, treble 4, treble 14, and the best double top we've seen today. Spoken to many people backstage about that match, and literally everybody said,
125.
we thought he'd left that one behind. We thought he'd lost that game against Crabtree, and he proved everybody wrong. Just don't go low.
140.
7-3 is a very real possibility now.
And the wheels falling off the Hurrell train.
41.
Possibly.
Dritzy require 40.
Tops for Dobey to go 7-3 up. Double 5.
Game show
Right in the bottom corner. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck, and maybe that's what Dobey had there. Welcome back to stage 2, where it is round 3 of the Players' Championship finals here in Redsbar, Butlins Minehead. And Chris Dobey is just 3 legs away from a place in the quarterfinals of this tournament for the first time this decade. Not since 2019 has he progressed through to the final day. Since he did that, reaching the semi-finals, losing out to go with Price, it's not a tournament that's been particularly kind to him. Mainly round 1 and round 2 exits. He's looking to right those wrongs. He's looking to right the wrongs of his Grand Slam exit at the hands of Michael Smith last weekend. So far, this has been a much more straightforward test of his darting metal compared to that of Cam Crabtree earlier this afternoon.
Game on.
He's always been one step ahead of Hurrell in this match.
Yeah, it feels that way.
140.
And quite interesting, the fact that if you look after 10 legs of this contest, his average at that point, compared to 11 legs against Crabtree this afternoon, there's less than a half a point between them.
42.
So he's playing at a level today that is between 95.5 and 96. It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
34.
It's got him a 4-leg lead here, but I didn't really want to bring up a 4-leg lead again.
It means that this leg's crucial because it'd give him a 5-leg lead. That would almost be a hurdle in his own mind.
He's strolling towards it.
100.
Yeah, this is really good. This is how you come out of a break. You try and extinguish any sort of hope that Hurrell had of getting close.
Christy require 47.
For an 11-darter. And that's exactly what Gurney did to win his match tonight against Lipscomb in leg 19. I'm getting the feeling that Dobey's not going to need a 19th leg here tonight. You were talking about
42.
The narrative of the night, Dan. Is it going to be one of people breaking new ground, or is experience going to pay? Well, if Dobey does get through this, 3 players
96.
who have been to the last day before will make it, and the sole survivor into the last day of the tournament, who's never been there before, will be Jermaine Watamina.
100.
Not really a surprise considering what he's done this year.
Oh, Dobey's on it now.
140.
Hurrell trailing in his wake.
85.
And he's looking weaker and weaker on his own throw. They were trading blows at the beginning of this match, but James Hurrell in leg number 6 missed 3 darts at double to hold around the 16s and the 8s. Dobey hit double 16, and since then he's not looked back. The man from the northeast has won 6 of the last 7 legs.
Christy require 167.
He's had a few darts like that.
97. James, you require 153.
He's going to have to fix that potentially tomorrow if he's through to the quarters. Oh, another drift to the left for Hurrell. Weight of dart was really good, but he's had a few go over to the treble 7 and the small 7.
101.
To be within 1.
70.
Double 8.
He
didn't expect to miss that one. He didn't step back, change his body position and go for double 4. He was expecting to just get it done and make it 9-3.
There's always an expectancy on Hurrell to hit tops, and he duly delivers.
There's a few different narratives you can talk about with the potential quarterfinalists. Now, there's another quarterfinal to be determined on the main stage between Josh Rock and Krzysztof Ratajski. That's in its early stages.
83.
But if you look at ranking money won this year, we are starting to see a lot of people in the top 16 of that list succeeding here at Minehead.
94.
Littler, Wade, Price, Aspinall, Dobey and Watamina are all in the top 16 of ranking money won this year. So form is playing its part.
134.
Coincidentally, from ranking money won this year, James Hurrell 62nd.
Which is about in keeping with his overall ranking in the rankings ladder. He's a darting steady Eddie, is James Hurrell.
100.
And one of the reasons why he's here and why he got to this tournament last year is because every 6 or 7 tournaments he will pick up a run to the quarterfinals or the last 16.
Absolutely.
171.
Great time to get a 171. Maybe ask Simon Whitlock about that as well. In Brisbane, he went 180, 171 like that, and hit double 4 to win the ANZ Premier League.
100. Christy required 40.
Dobey needs tops for 9-4. He thought that was in. He might have thought that was in.
30.
None of them are.
James, you require 84.
Surely we're not getting a sense of deja vu. Well, that's made it all the more difficult for Hurrell.
I don't agree with that shot. I think he should have gone treble 13 on that one to give himself a shot at tops.
10.
Look at that shot as one chance to get the leg. Does he get another chance? It turns out he didn't. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Dobey. 14th leg, James.
Should have been 9-4 Dobey anyway. It is 9-4. And he could be in the quarterfinals of the Players for the first time since 2019. The year that he made his only trip to a final on the European Tour.
44.
You think that is going to change at some point.
It has to change.
In 2026. It's all about figuring the European Tour formula out.
100.
He certainly squeezed that in, didn't he?
James Hurrell's got a trickier formula to figure out. How to win at 6 legs on the bounce against a Premier League player and former TV champion. Good luck with that.
Yeah, against the person he'd never played before. Okay, all of a sudden, he's running hot.
140.
What was that about? James is not that kind of player.
119. James, you require.
Well, if he doesn't hit this, he might lose 10-4. He's not going to miss tops.
$45.
Commentator's curse.
Chris, you require.
It could be the classic cab call. 10-4.
Well, he can't wrap it up stylishly.
92.
I'm not saying anything about this tops.
40.
I'm not cursing anybody.
Games on the 14th leg. James
Wisely
Hurrell.
so, because he's hit it.
15th leg, Christopher. 96.
I always thought that if James Hurrell was to have a daughter, the best name you could think of would be Beverly. Obviously never saw the Beverly Hillbillies back in the 1960s.
83.
Yeah, Dobey's playing excellently tonight.
134.
Yeah, it was about a bunch of hillbillies, and I think in Beverly Hills that struck gold. Well, if Hurrell can somehow win the next 5 legs, he'll feel like he struck gold. But he's going to need a lot more of those.
180.
And potentially a lot of misses at double from Dobey, akin to what Lipscomb did in the first match of the night.
Hurrell wins 5 legs in a row. I think
72.
Dobey would be tempted to run across the resort and lob his darts into the sea.
No, I think he'd be more tempted to do a Reginald Perrin into the water, considering what's happened in November.
94.
This is a good visit.
159.
It's better than good. Providing Hurrell does not take this out, Dobey's going to get a match chance. That match chance is imminent, and he could win on this stage by the biggest margin
100.
here tonight.
Christopher Quine, 60.
Double top. Moves to the left. Double 10 to wrap up a 10-5 win.
40.
How close can you be without hitting it?
Christopher Quine, 44.
So it's survival time for Hurrell. And you know where he's going. It doesn't work. And neither does that. Could be curtains. And Dobey wants this over before there's any more issues.
To wrap up a quarter-final place. 3 match darts missed. This time, it works out much more simply for Chris Dobey.